And we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our live chat tonight. It's an exciting day for me. Anytime I come your way, I come with good news, I come with excitement because I am excited about what I do. And I'm excited about the fact that I'm able to inspire someone out there to take their life seriously, to take their finances seriously, to take that decision that will move them from where they are to the next level. And tonight is not going to be an exception. We are here to share our business journeys with you. Tonight, I'm in the UK. Today, I haven't traveled. I'm right here in the UK. And my business partner will introduce herself in a bit. We always tell you guys our business is made up from people from all walks of life. When she introduces herself, you will understand why I'm making this statement. It doesn't matter your background, whether you are, whatever your background, whether you have experience in business or not, whatever you are doing, so long as you want to change your life, this business is for you. So without wasting any more of your time, let me introduce myself and hand you over to my beautiful guest, and we take the conversation from there. So for those of you who would find me for the first time, my name is Elfreda. I'm a business owner. I live in the UK. I'm originally from Ghana. I've been running my business online and I'm loving it. And over to you, Susie.
Hi, Elfreda. How are you doing? You're right.
Very well, thank you.
Good. Thank you so much for inviting me today.
You're
We were
welcome.
just having a chat before starting the live, and for me personally, it's a break of three weeks since I've done a live because I've been on holiday and an amazing holiday. I visited three different countries, and I'm just back, and so I'm just getting back into the swing of interviews and things. So you're the first person after my holiday that I'm in. You've invited me for an interview, so thank you so much. And for the benefit of people who don't know me, and for the benefit of people watching in Elfreda's page, obviously you've never seen me before, I'm Dr. Susie Jacob. I am a medical doctor, a general practitioner here in the UK. I live here in the UK with my husband, who is a private chef by background. But thanks to the business, he is boss free for the past, let me think, 10 months, thanks to the business. And also my 16-year-old daughter. The business has been wonderful. I'm a very, very proud business owner. I do this in the side. When I started the business, I was working about 5 to 6 days a week. And at the moment, I'm just working about 3.5 days a week. And I've been able to cut down my hours, all thanks to this wonderful, wonderful business.
Wow. Viewers, I just want to highlight something she said in a flash. I think most of you did not get it, so I'm going to say it again. So, first of all, she's a medical doctor. She's not like someone who hasn't got anything doing. She's a busy person and she's running this business. The second thing I wanted to highlight is the fact that she said her husband has been boss free for the past 10 months. You know what that means? I mean, because of this business, her husband has been able to resign from his work, and he's a full-time business owner and running this business from the comfort of her home. Within the past 2 weeks, she's been to 3 different countries, right?
Yeah.
And all the while, she's running a business. Her business is running in the background. In this business, when you are traveling, you don't close your shop. You don't close your business. Your business goes with you because the business is online. So all this while she's hopping from country to country, the business is in the background and it's working for her. What an amazing business. I mean, I can't say enough about this business. I'm so excited. So excited.
Absolutely.
So, Dr. Susie, why did you decide to start this business? Medical doctor, you are doing very well.
I
Why
think
this business?
everyone wants to know why I did this, but for me, it was not about the money. It was not about it because I have a good, well-paid job, so it was not about for money. For me, it was the time, because I was working 5 to 6 days a week, and my husband was working as a he had a very demanding job. So he was a private chef working for big names, for celebrities and things like that. Of course, I can't disclose the names of the celebrities. So it was a high flying job for him. We were, let's put this in perspective. We were earning par to par, really. So but we were earning quite a lot of money, but we were not at home. I had no idea what was happening with my daughter when she was growing up. Like when she was very young, we had a live-in nanny and things like that. I didn't know the names of her friends because all I did was go to work, come back home, eat, sleep, go to work, come back home. And, I was too tired to, actually be a mom. And there was a time that there were several incidences that happened. One of the incidents was like, I think my daughter wanted just to asked me something, and I was having a very rough day after 12 hours coming home, and I started screaming at her. And then she said something in the lines of, mom, what, there's no point you being home, because when you're there you're not really there. And that hit you, such things will hit you as a mom like a ton of bricks. And as a mom, you think like a working mom. You
Mm.
can, sometimes what you do, mom guilt plays, and you buy things for them, but your presence will never equate to the things you buy for them. It's just the things you buy for them is just a phase, and they'll forget, but the time you spend with them is precious. So, and then of course COVID happened, and I was burnt out, stressed. My husband was supposed to move to a new job the week this lockdown started, so he didn't, and because of that he was not technically having a job at that time. And that meant I was the sole breadwinner. And that made me thinking, we were seeing uh, people dropping like flies. They were dying or getting unwell, even work colleagues and things like that. And I was like, that could easily be me. And if I stop working, we'll lose the house. Because my husband wasn't working that time. So that's what got me thinking, oh my God. And I couldn't afford not going to work because I was only earning that time. So I couldn't afford. And the more you see people, the more you are involved, the more chance you have to get the virus and bring the virus home. And there was a point in time where a lot of Asian men and black men were dying. That made
Mm.
me even more scared, to bring this home, this
Mm-hmm.
virus home. And that's when I started thinking, no, I love what I do, but there comes a point where because at the end of the day, if you're unwell, and you can't do your work, people will miss you for some time and then they forget about you. But
Mm.
if something happens to you, you're replaceable at work, but you're not replaceable at home.
No.
And that was actually the things that turned the tide for me, really, to look into something other than just my medical profession. And I was just looking for some extra money, but I got more than extra money. I got like the time, freedom. Now, me and my husband, we travel again tomorrow. We've just come back from holiday. We're planning on going again the weekend, tomorrow on a day trip again. And this is our life. And for me, I run this as a business. So for me, I have visited 3 countries. That's all a business expense. It's as a business. It's like, for me. So it's all very tax savvy strategies that I use. So for and I have a good accountant. She says, Susie, as long as you can show that you've done some business activities, which I have. I've managed to put in 3 coaching calls in between this traveling and things like that, and I did videos and stuff like that. So there's proof that I've done the business while on holiday. It's fine. It is then considered as a business expense. And how great is that? Before you get your money that's taxed heavily, and you use that money to go on holiday. Now I get my business money, and I just get taxed on the profits, and this is considered as a business expense. So it's like how much money you're saving, really. And
Win-win.
win-win. And now I feel like the system is rigged. They teach us to be good students, good employers and employees, but it's completely rigged. And this is a better way of working as a
Of course.
business. You save a lot of money
Of
because
course.
a lot of things can be considered as a business expense. And
Mm.
yeah, And because of that, that's why we could afford. My husband's job was more stressful. For me, at least, I work either from home, or my surgery is just 4 minutes from where I live. For him, he used to travel 70 miles and things like that. So for me, it was a priority to retire him first, and that's what we
Mm,
did. And I've cut down, and in the next year or so, I might cut down a bit more of my sessions. I don't think I'll completely stop doing what I do, because I love what I do as a doctor. So I love being, but now I do it because I love it,
mm,
rather than, you have to, like in the pandemic, I had to go for work because my
yeah.
bills need to be paid. It's a big
Yeah.
difference.
Wow. I mean, how do I even start unloading all that you have said? I hope someone is listening to this woman, this amazing woman. This business is a lifesaver. Like, now you have your whole, you plan your time according to how you want your life to go, not according to how your life has to go because you need to do something to earn your income. Now the income is there. It comes whether you are busy doing something or you are not doing anything, and it's afforded you that family time, that family time that we all crave for. Like, it's sad when you see parents rushing out to go to work. Their children are with nannies. They come back home, their kids are already asleep. So it's like you never spend time with your children. I remember when my kids were younger, there was a point where so my husband works 9 to 5, and I was the one who was doing little things, so my shift was more flexible. And when he finishes, I would take the kids from home, meet him at a train station, leave him with the boys, rush to work, and then he gets out of the train, drives them because he parks around the train station. Then they come back home. So we were never together at home as a family. It's either they are with me or they are with dad, because one of us has to go to work. And what an amazing system. I wish this system was available at that time. It would have made a huge difference for us. So, yeah, I mean, this system, I can't even talk enough about it because it's life changing. So, if you are listening to us and you want something to do to really give you life, this is it. This is it. So, Dr. Jacobs, when you started this business, were there any challenges?
Well, uh, the challenge was, I didn't tell my husband I was starting the business, because he was a bit skeptical. I was looking at different things to do, so he knew I was trying to do this and that. I did a
Mm,
few ventures before this business, and I brought
mm,
in a bit of money, but not a lot of money, and it was still taking a lot of my time away. For instance, I did crypto property and things like that. Still, it was a lot of work, because I had to go visit the properties, see the landlords, all those sort of things. It was like another job. And it was like I did earn some money, but not anything compared to what I'm earning now in the online space. And I spent a lot of money like educating myself.
mm.
So I know if I said I wanted to do this business, he would be upset again, because so what I did is I didn't actually tell him, because I knew he'd be upset. So I joined the business without telling him. And it's only after a few weeks of joining, that I told him, and he was extremely upset. And he's like, "You're a doctor, you studied so hard." And, I had spent some 3 years away from my family just to finish my, um, you know, GP training and things like that. I did up north I did it in Lincolnshire. So I used to only come home during the weekends to London and things like that. And my daughter was very small, under 5 at that time. And so he was like, "You did all that, and now you want to do something that was completely different." So he was really upset about it. And that I spending money and things like that. And I was like, "No, I want to do this. I'm doing this for us." So there was a bit of a clash initially, but what this business brought is family time, because before, his mind changed, because I used to ask him to take me somewhere, like how we are going tomorrow. We're going to do some business work with the travel tomorrow. And
Mm.
so I used to ask him, can you take me to that place because I need some photographs and I need to do a video. And he was like, I never said used to say that, because whenever he says let's go out, I'll say no, I'm taking an extra shift, no, I have some catching up to do. Now I was telling him, can you take me? And he loves driving and loves going places. So I think that's how I kind of won him to my side, because he felt, oh, at least this business, she's spending time with me.
With
So I won him. Then, of course, he started seeing the money. And of course, I retired him. So he's now very happy. He's also a
yes.
business owner. But
Mm.
we keep our, because of it's again a tax strategy, we keep our business separate for tax
Yeah.
reasons. But he's also a business owner now. Like he started about 11 months ago. So yeah. So but yeah. So that was the challenge for me, because when you don't have the support initially,
Mm.
it can be a bit hard.
It's yeah.
And then also the mindset for me, when I was trying this entrepreneurship, like I had all these doubts. You think when you go to uni and do something that you can only do that. Like I was like, in my mind, can I do anything other than being a doctor? My husband's a chef, so he knows about 7 different cuisines. So whenever I cook, it's not good enough, and I kind of burn stuff and things like that. So you're always like, oh, am I going to do it well, or am I good at that? I'm only good at being a doctor. And so you have this imposter syndrome playing.
Mm.
The chimp always telling you you're not good enough. So I had to get over with that. The other thing was, whether people believe it or not, a lot of people don't believe it when I tell it. I'm a bit introverted. I'm an ambivert, is the right terminology. I can be, quite extroverted when I need to be, but not all the time. I'm more
Mm.
inclined to be an introvert. And that means, like, I am not the sort of person who likes going on stage and having the limelight and things like that. But I don't mind these lives because it's more conversational. I still am probably not comfortable going in front of a crowd and having conversations. I don't mind it in a closed space, and that's why I feel this business is really good. It's good
Mm.
for introverts like me. And the other thing is, about 4 years ago, Ali, when I started my managerial role, and I feel doing this business has helped me build my managerial skills, because you have a team in this business
Mm.
also, and you do
Yeah.
all these meetings and teachings and things like that. And that kind of, all those skills are transferable in work also. Um, so you know so because I had all these questions on, can I do this, can I manage a team, I'm only good at seeing patients. And when I told my parents also, they were really upset, like, you're wasting your money and things like that. But now this time when I went to India, one of the places I went was India, and my mom was like, I want you to do a video in the garden about the business. I was like, what? I was like,
Yeah.
what? No, no, you have to take the garden. You can talk about your business. Like now, my family is my biggest cheerleaders. We are
Mm.
all very happy, because I'm happy. We are happy as a family.
Yeah.
So yeah, so those were my actual. It was the mindset. It was me being an introverted person. Can I be an effective leader as an introvert? Again, these are all mindset. We think, when you're a leader, you're an extrovert, but you don't have
Mm.
to be an extroverted leader to be successful in this business. You can be quiet and timid, or you can be boisterous and loud, and you can still be, successful in this business.
Wow. I mean, I keep telling people, when you have skeptical spouse or family members, don't waste your time convincing them. Let the money do the convincing. Because as soon as they start seeing the checks coming in, all those doubts disappear. I mean, who can deny when you can see your partner's bank account and you see the kind of money's coming in, and it's more than what her normal employment is paying her? You can't deny that it's a good business. So that is how we convert them. We don't speak a lot. We just show them the account. Well, the thing I'm doing, this is what is coming in. Do you still want me to stop doing it? They'll say no, keep doing it. That's amazing. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah,
So, having come
absolutely.
this far, are there any lessons you've learned along the way that you want to share with our viewers?
Yeah, I think don't overthink it. Can I do it? Can I not do it? What will people think? Let me tell you, because I get a lot of doctors in my team, and they were like, "Oh, I don't know how people will feel if I come on." So I just tell them always, there's so much drama in every one of our lives. People have no time to look at your drama. No one's actually, respectfully, we are not that important for people to be actually talking about us, about what we're doing. We are here just to inspire. So for me, I come to my page weekly, religiously, because I want to educate the audience, and this is an education session. So respectfully, if you think, oh, what will the other person think about me, you're not, respectfully, you're not that important. We all have our own drama. But are you saying you don't, like, for me, the business, there are months I earn several times more than what I earn as a general practitioner,
Mm,
which I could, so when the numbers come in, sometimes I don't know where the money is coming from. I don't know really where this is money coming from, what sale it's coming from, and things like that. And I could never, and that is me cutting down my sessions and my husband not working. you
mm,
know there's no other business. And honestly, I spent about an hour a day, and that too, it's not an hour continuously, it's pockets of time. And when I started, definitely that was the only thing I could do. If you're working 5 to 6 days a week, that's all what you can do. And I
mm,
tell them, if so, telling me that you don't have time, that is completely rubbish, really. That's complete, rubbish. Because I tell them, like, if you tell me you don't have time, you know how many days a week I was working when I started? 5 to 6 days, and I was working 10 to 12 hours a day. And I was being able to, within a year, retire my husband, of doing the business.
mm,
And within 14 months, I started cutting down my sessions gradually. And that's the power of this business. Yes, is it something different? Of course it is. Do you have to come out from your comfort zone? Absolutely. But are you willing to pay that price so that you can enjoy that time with your family? Now we give more than ever before to, our causes, to churches and things like that. And spend more time doing those kind of things, what we actually like doing. And spend more time, like we went on three four, this is the first time I went to 3 countries in 2.5 weeks. I've never done this before, even as a full-time general practitioner. One thing is, you don't have the time when you're working full-time. Another thing is, you're always stressed when you come back. Oh my God, you have a lot of work to come back in, and you're always stressed on a holiday, because, and then you have to pay this all back, isn't it? All the
mm.
credit card bills. So
Yeah.
imagine having a, extra earnings that will pay for all this. And the other thing is, you earn, like, for me, it's retrieving time that I lost with my daughter. I think now she's a bit older, and she's like, oh my God, dad and mom is always at home. We're always at home now, isn't it? Most of the time we're at home. so
Yeah.
so for me, it's regaining lost time. Because
Mm,
the biggest asset in this world is not money, it's time. Because if
right.
you lose money, and which we all have lost some way or the other, forget it. Even like getting a parking ticket, you've lost money, yeah? Or
Mm,
crossing that red light or something, everyone has lost money in some form. Or you made a bad investment and you've lost money. But the thing is that you can always, retrieve that, do something different, or you can earn that back. But once
mm,
you lose time, you can never get it back. For me
no.
as a mom, I was doing a night shift as a, I was a medic before I became a GP. I was doing a night shift when my daughter took her first steps. And my mom sent me the recording of her taking. And when she sent it to me, I started crying, because mom guilt, you're not there. My mom saw her first steps. I was not there to see her first steps. I saw it on a video. At least I got the chance to see it in a video. I think about 30 years ago, that was would have not been even possible, isn't it? So I have to
Yeah.
be grateful for that. But you know what I'm trying to say. So can
Mm.
I ever get that back?
No.
Being with my daughter, you missing
No.
those milestones. I can, but now there's no point me thinking about that. Now I'm thinking about the future, how I can provide, how we can enjoy as a family, and regain that lost time that way. And that's what I would, that's all lessons I've learned.
Wow. So at this point, I'm sure there are people watching us. There are people on my page, there are people on your page who have been following this journey from day one. Some of them have had enough. They know they want to do the business, but for some reason, they just can't find the courage to start the business. Is there any words of encouragement you want to give to such people?
Do it afraid. Do it afraid. That's all. See, when I stepped into the business, I didn't even know whether this business would work. But my why was strong. I
Mm,
wanted that change. For me, I was getting fed up of the NHS, and I couldn't see myself working till I was 68, 5 to 6 days a week at the intensity that I was working. Because at the end of the day, you can make a lot of mistakes if you work more. But if you work less,
mm,
you're unlikely to make a lot of mistakes, isn't it?
mm.
So all
Yeah.
those things count. For me, I couldn't see myself, and I couldn't see myself waiting till retirement to travel these places, because at the end of the day, we our life is in the hand of God. We don't know how long we are going to live in this earth. Yeah. And when I'm in on this earth, I want to actually enjoy the abundance that He's given us. I want
Mm,
to receive that and enjoy that to the fullest. That's what I want to do, and that's my aim. And then just to give back also. So that's what I want to do. Now, at 68, being a medical doctor, I see the number of people by the time they are in their 50s and 60s are unwell. So, will I be healthy enough to travel? I hope so. I hope so. But we have no guarantee. I don't have that crystal ball. I'm not God. And so I want to enjoy this time, which I know I have in front of me,
mm,
really. So my why was really big. So the only question I need to ask is, if you are still afraid, is probably because you are not hurting enough. For me, I was hurting too bad, and I wanted it really bad, and that's why I took this step. Now some people, and I think that's the best way. So if you're really hurting and if you really want to change, you just need to keep your eyes on the price. Am I saying this journey is going to be easy? Of course not. But you will not be alone a single day, because that's the beauty of our community. Yeah. So you will have a coach, you will have a mentor, you will have a blueprint for success, and you have this wonderful community. We are nearly 220,000, nearly, people in the community, and you have access to this big community. So, and we will encourage you, we will inspire you. Yeah. And I hope either, if you're not hurting, you're inspired enough, or motivated enough to see that there is a better way. Maybe you're happy
mm,
with your job, but what if you're made redundant tomorrow? I had the unfortunate thing to see, twice, in the last 6 months, two times. About 200 plus of my I work for a private company also. So 200 employees each over the last 6 months have been made redundant. They just sent the letter and said that we haven't reached our profit margin, so we are making you redundant. You might be happy where you're working, but if the company is not doing well, they can make you redundant. So what's your plan B? So
mm.
can you imagine the amount of stress you will have? So I think even if you're happy at work, you need to have that backup plan. You really need. And this is one that is very good for very busy professionals, if you're doing shift work, because we are an online business, we are open 24/7. Yeah. So it's there all the time. Are you doing night shifts? Brilliant. It's best time during the 3 o'clock time, when you're taking your break, instead of scrolling to through social media, aimlessly, intentionally scroll, and do some work that time. And that's what I did. While I was doing my paperwork, I was listening to the training. And that's what I did to reach to where I am at the moment. And yeah, so that's what. So yes, so all of us who started this journey weren't very courageous. I was very afraid, but I did it anyway because my why was very strong. And
Mm.
you just need to look at why you want to be, want to go ahead with it, and just keep looking at the price. And if you are teachable and coachable, success is just in your, is just in your arm's reach, really.
Wow. Wow. I mean, viewers, I don't think there's anything more for me to add. She said it all. So if you are hurting enough, the shoes you are wearing, if it is pinching enough, you will know that you need to take a step. And even if you feel you are comfortable today, think of tomorrow. What if anything changes? I mean, we were all here. Nobody expected COVID to happen, and then COVID happened. Things like that happen all the time. What if? What is your plan B? This comfortable work you have, the job you have that you are relying on. What is your plan B for what for if anything happens to that job? We are not saying anything should, but this is, I mean, life. Things happen. And so, what is your plan B? Think about that and then take the necessary steps to build something on the side for when sometimes it's not even because something will go wrong, but you might just end up liking this side hustle, this plan B, more than what you thought was comfortable for you. And you might, most people come into this business like doing it part-time, but after you start getting more from this business from what you spend majority of your time doing, it just makes sense for you to transition and just do this because it's giving you multiple times what your main job is giving you. So what is the point? So yeah, the ball is in your court. You've had enough. Take the necessary steps and come into the business community. And that leads me to the final question I want to ask you, Doc. If someone has listened to us, they've been inspired and they want to start this business, what are the steps they need to take?
So it's very simple. Get in touch with us, either with myself or with Elfreda. I think Elfreda has her link to her, her website there. For me, just get in touch with me if you're watching in my page. And the next step would be we'll register you for our complimentary webinar. It's about 90 minutes, and that will give you an idea about background about what we do. And if it's something that you fancy doing, you can take the next step. And then there is a trial, there is a money back trial period also that is there. And you have nothing to lose. You will get to see our model, you'll see our results, you will see how the system has been changing lives. And if it's something that you fancy doing, then you just take that step. If not, off you go. At least then you have given an opportunity to see whether this is something that you would like to do. But what you shouldn't be looking at us and saying, oh, this is all a scam. How can you even say this is a scam without even checking it out? And another thing I tell people is, well, I worked too hard to be where I am, many years of study. Yeah. I wouldn't risk that to do anything dodgy. This is a legitimate business. I've been paying my taxes for the past 2 years for this business. And it's been life changing. It's been life changing for you. And I hope you're inspired enough to give yourself the opportunity to have a look at this business model.
Wow, viewers, this is where we bring our conversation to an end. I mean, this is for your benefit. This is for our benefit. We're learning from each other. We are inspiring each other, and we hope we are also inspiring you. If you want to get into our business community, or you just want to find out more about what we are talking about, link up with us. Ask your questions in the comments box. If you hear anything we've said and you want more information about it, just put your questions there. We'll come back and answer your questions. And the next step will show up when you make the first step. You don't need to know all the way to the end. Just take the first step. the next step will show up, and the next step will show up, and before you know it, you are a successful business owner. So this is where we draw the curtain, and we'll come your way again with another inspiring conversation. Stay tuned and keep following us. Share this broadcast with someone. I mean, you may have a network, you may have friends and family who might benefit from listening to this conversation. Share wide and let people know about what is happening. So thank you in advance for sharing, and we'll come your way again. All right. So from me and from Dr. Jacobs, it's bye for now.
Thank you, Elfreda. Take care. Bye for now.
Bye.